March 31st. 45 minutes till April Fool's Day. 9 months since I've worked last. I think July 10th was the last time I worked. First few months were okay. The Christmas holidays, the winter holidays were pretty bad. Springtime, I don't know what I said in my last entry, but it doesn't matter because everything's different now. All evening long I've been thinking about, well, it's not really suicide, but hoping that somehow that I would end up dying, being killed, or somehow committing suicide, but making it look as though it were natural causes. Because I want out of this life. I don't want to kill myself. That's just stupid. But I do want it all to end. I'm just tired of everything. Past couple of weeks since my last entry, I haven't had any desire for anything. I look for work, I desire work, I want to work, I need to work. I haven't done anything in the YouTube thing for a couple of weeks now. The last thing that I did, I'm still supposed to be doing, is the music video for Mark, Angela Lansbury. I like the project, but since meeting with Mark, I felt I was stripped of my own creativity, my own view of the project, and forced to do what he wants to do. I mean, which is fine. I don't mind doing that, but at the same time, I think I've discovered or learned or realized that I don't like working for other people. I really don't. Which means that I'm on a one-way street, and it's apparently a dead-end street. Because there's no way I can make a living on my own skills and talents, or I would have done it by now. And I'm certainly not a businessman. I have no head for business. I have no head for numbers. I have no desire to learn to be a businessman. I'm just who I am. I get my ideas, and they come in a number of forms. They're all creative, they're all ingenious, and they're all skillful. But without anywhere to aim them towards, there's no point in having them. Honestly, I think I've deduced, I think I've reasoned out that logically it just doesn't make sense. My being here makes no sense at all for me to be alive, because everything I do, everything I say, everything I feel, everything that I put my energy and creativity towards, it's all for nothing. Nobody asks to see anything that I've done. Nobody wants to see anything that I have done. Nobody really cares or appreciates anything that I'm doing. So it doesn't matter what I do. It's all just a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of energy, a waste of resources. So what's the point of doing anything if nobody wants anything to do with it? Really, there's no point in my being around. Just wish I were dead. I really do. I made a fool of myself on YouTube. I've made a fool of my people. I've made a fool of my culture. I've made a fool of my intellect. I've made a fool of my personality. I've made a fool of who I am. But in the big picture, I've done everything that I wanted to do. I've expressed everything that I wanted to express. I've said everything that I wanted to say. The only thing left is I wish I knew what the Lord's plan for me was, so that I could make an attempt to get in line. But from a non-secular point of view, from a non-Christian point of view, that's just crazy talk, because there's no such thing as God, right? So, from a non-believer's point of view, I wish I knew what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I don't know. And quite frankly, I'm at the stage where I really don't care. I really don't care if I live. I really don't care if I die. I really don't care what happens. My last entry, I was probably talking about something about drinking, doing drugs and whatever, but I've noticed in my life throughout the 30, 40 years that I've been trying to make a living that I usually end up doing drugs to escape my present condition. I end up doing drugs towards the end of all my jobs because doing drugs, it just makes the job that much more easy, much more interesting, much more bearable. Thankfully that I'm compatible enough with my life skills and being stoned that I can handle a job. Although with airport shuttle, I only went to work once stoned, and I didn't like it because it's not the kind of job that I can do when I'm in an altered state. There's just too many things to do. But anyway, with all my past other jobs, they've all been the same thing. Towards the end, I end up doing drugs to make it more interesting, to make it more bearable, then something happens and I end up quitting. So, in a way, I'm hoping that's what's happening now. I've been out of work for 9 months, and I'm getting bored of just sitting around. Obviously, I'm not going to be a YouTube employee. I'm not going to be making a living off of doing videos or expressing myself or exercising my skills or talents on the internet. So there's no point in pursuing that area. The only thing I can do is just do what I think needs to be done, and right now that's just expressing myself in the easiest way I know how, and that's talking in front of a computer camera. It's faster and easier than writing. But we're coming up on 10 minutes, so my last entry was 14 minutes, and I didn't even look at the clock then, but now I'm looking at the clock, and I'm running out of things to say. I've said everything that I can in my drunken state. More vodka. Not good enough. Not good enough to contribute anything to the world, anything positive. I'm not good enough to contribute anything to my son. Not good enough to contribute anything to my family. I'm not good enough to contribute anything to anyone, anywhere. Just a poor, pathetic wannabe. Just a short, misshapen, malformed, ugly, scrawny, undersized, visible minority. I mean, look at that. It's my diet. Making pimples. Even if I don't eat anything, I still get pimples. All my life. Everything has been designed. Everything about me just makes me uglier. I just get fatter. Just get wearier, stranger. There's really no point in my being around. I hope that my name's written in the Lamb's Book of Life, but there's no guarantee. I have no idea. The sinner's prayer that I've said, everything that I thought was from the Lord, could very well be the product of a delusional mind. It could very well be just my imagination. I have no idea what I'm doing in life. I have no idea what I'm doing in my head. I have no idea what I'm doing permanently. I try to do good. I try to be helpful, but everything I do just messes that up. There's just no point in my doing anything. There's no point in my being here, so the only thing I can do is just struggle until natural causes take my life, or somehow I can die. So that's all I want to do. If hell awaits me, that's fine. That's my choice. I'll regret it once I'm there. But it can only be worse than what I'm living now, because I know in hell it'll never end. Whereas now there's a way out, but I just don't care. I just don't care anymore. I don't want anything to do with anyone or anybody, anywhere, about anything. I just don't care. It all comes down to that. I just don't care what anything. I give up. I surrender. I've had it. I don't even want to try anymore. Thanks. Maybe I'll talk to you later.